All right, episode 8, Ashes to Ashes. So, this essentially from episode 8, because I just watched 8, 9, 10 last night. This is essentially like Evil Dead 4 for me. This is Ash returning to the cabin, and it's like 3 episodes in a row that are about 30 minutes apiece, so it makes up about an hour and a half movie, and it's Ash returning home. I mean, this even starts with him saying, "Honey, I'm home," wearing the exact same outfit, having the chainsaw hand, having the boomstick. This right here, these 3 episodes in a row, you just play them back to back like I did last night. You could just start it there, and it would be essentially Evil Dead 4, or whatever you want to call it. And man, watching them back to back like that was almost surreal. It was such a wonderful experience of like, wow, we really did get this. This is so fucking rad. So anyway, so there's a plethora of callbacks to Evil Dead through this episode. And, if you're a big fan, I'm not going to point them all out, but if you're a big fan of the franchise, you're going to notice a ton of them, and maybe even ones I missed. Because as much as I love Evil Dead, I'm not like crazy Evil Dead fanatic that I would notice every single little this and that. Like something like Halloween, I would notice every single little teeny thing in that. I haven't seen this, franchise anywhere near as many times as something like Friday the 13th or Halloween, but I still love it, and I notice a ton of callbacks. But they're quick and they're clever, and they're ones that if you hadn't seen the original, you wouldn't even notice them, because they're not like right in the front and like right in your face where it's like a wink, like, remember, you know this. It's not like that. It's just subtle, quick little things, and you're like, oh, I know that. Then there's attentions to detail here, like there being holes in the door from when Ash shot through the door. But then that's a continuity error, obviously, because when the freaking vortex thing that pulls him into medieval time there, it sucked the door off, and that's what he came through, and he hit on the board, so that wouldn't be there. The fruit cellar door that's there, it's still there and chained. No, Ash took a chainsaw and cut that straight down the center, and it opened up. So even though that I like that they're there and they're trying to stick to continuity to an extent, because he even goes out into the tool shed and Linda's head is still in the vise, and there's a chainsaw mark through the head, and it's all a skeleton now. It's awesome. It's so fucking cool to see. It is so cool to see. But as I said, on the flip side of that, me being the continuity horror that I am, I'm just like, even if you're ignoring Army of Darkness, this happens at the end of Evil Dead 2. It doesn't happen at the beginning of Army of Darkness. As I said, because they don't have the rights to those things and whatnot. At the end of Evil Dead 2, he gets sucked through the vortex. The door gets ripped off. The, cellar door is cut. There's no disputing that. So why would it be like that? The house can heal itself. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying. If we're going to be... I like that the continuity is sort of there. They made an attempt at trying to make it. And man, the cabin looks spot on. Awesome job on that. So I love that. Love seeing the tool shed again. Love seeing him go over there and actually talk to Linda back from the dead. And we find out that he really did love her. He really did feel for her. Like, you can see he gets pretty real in this episode with her. And you can see that, maybe this is why Ash became the way he was. Before, we see Ash with Linda, and he is goofily romantic. He's kind of, he's a gentleman with her. He's not the guy that we come to know within Army of Darkness and Ash vs. Evil Dead. He's not that guy at all from what we see. We see him for a very little amount of time. And if you want to consider Evil Dead canon as well, Ash is a really good guy throughout that. He's not a wisecracking, misogynist, racist, whatever he becomes later on. And I almost feel like the death of Linda and the crazy events, which I think would kind of tamper with anybody's mind and their personality and who they become, I feel like that jaded him to become the Ash we know. And, I know I'm thinking too deeply about it, but, like a lot of people, myself included, we use humor to deal with terrible, tragic things. So, I don't know, that moment for me actually kind of illustrated why Ash became Ash, the Ash we know. So I liked that scene. It was cool to see it get serious there for a second. There's even a moment with fake Ash, which tricked me because I didn't remember that had happened. I actually thought that was him coming in and, talking to Amanda and being like, I want to go off with you. Let's get out of here. This isn't my burden, this and that. And she kisses him and she's all into it. And then we realize it's not real Ash. Then she cuts his hand off. And she then is lied to again by him, and he's triggering her, and then he fucking, gives her a cleaver to the neck, which I actually thought was shocking. I remembered that she had died, but when I saw it the first time, I did not expect them to kill her. Like in episode freaking 8, mind you, out of 10. I thought she was going to be a main character, and if she was going to die, it was going to probably be in the last episode. A cleaver here, and she's fighting, and then, like her partner, she falls on some antlers. And even Ash, he has a moment with her because she's almost his redemption in that moment of like feels like maybe he has something with her. And he comes in, he sees that she's dying, and he fights himself, and he ends up kissing her as she's dying. It's kind of tragic. There's still a lot of great comedy in here. And oh my God, I had completely... I at this time, when I saw the episode the last time, the babysitter wasn't a thing. The Netflix original film, which I loved from 2 years ago. I don't think it was a thing at that point. And so I didn't realize that Samara Weaving was in this. Samara Weaving's been in a few things now that I love, and oh my God, she is just stunning, just awesome. I love her. She's so fucking beautiful and funny and charming, and she's just, she's so hot. But yeah, when I saw this originally, before I knew who the hell she was, it was like her and her friend, and then her friend's husband or whatever, and both the girls. It's, as I said, it's Hollywood. These girls are fucking like 10 out of 10s. They're fucking gorgeous. This is the kind of girls, they're dime a dozen in movies. So I'm sure the first time I liked her. She does make it all the way through to the 10th episode, so she's in this thing for 3 whole episodes. She's like a main character of this quote-unquote Evil Dead 4, as I coined these 3 episodes put together. So she is a main character in that film. I just, I didn't know her from The Babysitter by that point, but now I do, and I know her from other things that she's been in as well. And yeah, it's cool. I just like that other horror people like Milo Cawthorn popped up, from Deathgasm and Blood Punch and whatnot in a previous episode, the last episode. And then we get Samara Weaving in this one, and they both became pretty big horror people to me. So that's pretty kick-ass that they're in here. Before I would have known who either one of them were at that point. And then Kelly lies about Pablo having a girlfriend to Samara, which Samara's name in this is Heather. I should know that. I've dated a few. And that was an interesting moment because there's definitely some jealousy going on there. She tries to play it off like, oh, she's not good enough for you. And even when the house attacks her, and I don't think that's in this episode, I think it's in like the next one, but she's, they say something about her boyfriend, and it's not even a moment where she even needs to defend it. There's no one even around. She's like, he's not my fucking boyfriend. So I don't know what her deal is. I'm not really sure. I think she's kind of one of those people, and we know people, and we might have been one of these people at one point, where we're like, I don't want him, or I don't want her, but I don't want anyone else to have her either, Right, yeah, we've all had those moments. I don't know what her deal is, but she's definitely on the guard about Pablo for some reason. I don't know if they end up together in this show. I don't remember them having a romantic thing in season 2, and I never saw season 3, so I'll be curious on if it goes in that direction. I definitely don't feel that connection from them. I feel it from him towards her, and this is the first time I saw anything pertaining to her with wanting to be with him. But I don't know. We'll see where that goes. See, before I move on, is there anything else here? Just seeing the house again, seeing Ash, coming there in the same freaking car with the freaking shirt and it was just a dream come true. So awesome. And yeah, let's move on to the next one.